Today I'm going to show you how to incorporate geometric lines into your background. Our hair shape is organic. We divided it into smaller organic shapes, and you've gone back in and did organic designs. Now my teacher example is not finished, but yours are. So now we have this white background and we need to do something with it. And so we want to make our organic hair stand out, and we're going to do that by contrasting it with a geometric background. This also helps to show me that you understand the difference between organic and geometric. You have two options today for how you want to approach your lines. The first option is to divide this background into geometric shapes using straight lines, and we will have rulers today. Your first option is to have all of your lines come towards your person to emphasize them. And so usually what I like to do is kind of pick a spot on the very bottom and maybe make a tiny dot that no one's gonna notice. And then use that dot to line up my ruler. And I'm not gonna draw through my person. However, I will start at where their clothes are and make a straight line. I did not use a pencil first. If you feel more comfortable using a pencil first, you may. But as long as you are holding your ruler correctly, which is thumb and finger spread to hold the ruler in place, then it should not move on you. And you're also not, you're not pressing down hard. I'm not putting any pressure against my ruler. My ruler is there just to guide the mark. And you can see I'm able to get a very straight line like that. Sorry, try not to catch your ruler on the pieces of your person. Right. Here we are. Nice straight line. And it's almost like a sunrise. These are radiating lines. They're coming out from this kind of central dot and converging. I got a tiny mistake in the scheme of things no one will ever notice. All right, let's do this line. I notice how I'm turning my paper to help keep it accurate. If your ruler is not quite long enough, then do a small part of your line. See, I'd have 2 points here, line it back up, and that'll help keep you accurate. Also notice that there's some space here between his hair and his shoulder. And so I didn't go through the hair, but I did, it looks kind of like that line goes behind. So if you may have some areas like that in your artwork as well. Last line, all right. Notice that these shapes are fairly large. They're not too close together, or else that would be hard to do all your patterns in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I ended up with about 10 shapes. That's what we're looking for, is about 10 shapes. And this option places a lot of emphasis on your hero that you chose. So this is a successful composition, and then I would go back and do different geometric patterns with directional lines. The other option, if you don't like that one, is just to divide the background more abstractly. And the only rule I have for that is that you have no perfectly horizontal and no perfectly vertical. That makes it look kind of like a grid, and we don't really want that. So I'm just making random lines, but I'm keeping it at an angle. And notice how I go on that side, and now I'm gonna pick it back up over here, and it looks like that line goes behind my hair. Keeping it nice and random, I'm going at a different angle. Cool. I need to come at this angle. I need some from the top to the side. Maybe I need some from the top to the bottom. I feel like I got a nice set of lines up here, but there's not a lot right here, so maybe I need another line. Here's what I want you to avoid. When you have a point, do not add a third line there. Anytime that 3 or more lines converge, our eye is gonna look at that point. Well, this point is not the most important part of my artwork. My hero is. So I don't want to distract somebody's eye to a different point that is not my hero. So no more than 2 lines crossing. If 3 lines cross, that is a no-no. That looks good. And I'm still feeling like this is too big. Cool. And so my background is still divided with straight lines. It's still geometric. However, it is more random. Kind of a comparison there of the two. Option 1, radiating lines. Option 2, more random. Cool. Now from this point, we can begin to do those geometric lines. I already have an example. I chose to do the more random lines. You will have your rulers for today only, so I will allow you to create some patterns with the ruler. And again, I did not use my pencil. Like I didn't use my pencil in the hair, and I'm not using my pencil now. I'm just using my ruler to create some lines. So I created a checkerboard. I made parallel lines and then went at a different angle. Stripes one way, stripes the other way. However, you don't have to use your ruler. I'm not gonna show you a whole bunch of designs with your ruler. You can come up with those. Your hand, we practice directional lines. So you are capable of making slow, straight lines. And so I want to show you how you can incorporate that. We're using some fine tip pens today versus the ballpoint. And you can see that when I go slowly, I am capable of making slow, straight lines that are geometric. That looks pretty cool. I have a pattern there. If I want to incorporate that the value, either by filling it in solid and neatly or by increasing how many lines, I can do that. Maybe I will, I'm gonna do a different lines and create some stripes. I'm putting just straight lines. There should be no curves in your background. I also want you to notice that every single shape is doing a different geometric pattern. All right, ooh, that looks nice. And so I kind of get the value where I put more lines, it has that medium value. That looks nice. And so today and then the next class period, we are working on these geometric background and getting these geometric designs in our background. Let's do it.